Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We're here tonight. We have the ARCA Evolution Series from the Evolution Racing Leagues here at the Homestead Miami Speedway in Florida. And we have one heck of a race here for you tonight as the times are so close between these guys here in this ARCA Series. And it should put on some fantastic racing here for 66 laps tonight at the mile and a half here in Florida. So we always want to make sure to give a special shout out to all the sponsors that make it happen here at the Evolution Racing League and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So we must give them a warm welcome to the show as we welcome all you fans. Or Nissan Central, remember, is the primary sponsor here. They are the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And remember, you can go to the website at www.ornissancentral.com and check out what they have in store for you there. Also, we have Sheffield Graphics as a wonderful sponsor here at the Evolution Racing Leagues, as they specialize in sim racing paint schemes as well as team logos and race posters. And remember that they percentage of their proceedings do go to the Folds of Honor charity. So when you get work done for them, a percentage of that work, the money you pay for the work you get done from Sheffield Graphics will go to the Folds of Honor charity. So that's a really great cause, that they have going on over at Sheffield Graphics. So you can go check them out on Facebook at Sheffield Graphics. That's their page there on Facebook. So please go make sure to check them out if you need any iRacing graphics done. And we also must give a huge shout out to ButtKicker. Feel what you have been missing. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail from the subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car. From ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion, by moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go check out ButtKicker and the ButtKicker Gamer 2 at ButtKicker.com. You can use FreakyFast20 there to get 20% off of any purchase on the ButtKicker website. So make sure you go check out those wonderful sponsors as they bring all this great action to you fans at home, live here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, where we can turn up the volume here and get stuff started. As remember, I am always Zach Hall up here in the booth. And along with me will be Brandon Colley calling the shots with Robert Moyer Jr. running the cameras in the background. How are we doing tonight, Brandon? And what do we plan on seeing here at the Homestead Miami Speedway?
Well, doing all right, Zach. Can't complain. As far as what we're going to see here at Homestead, some loose cars early in the run, and going to see some rim riding around the top there, making use of that new aerodynamics that iRacing's given us in the latest build. And we've now got that cushion of air you can kind of lean on up against the fence. And I've seen quite a few guys testing that out in practice. And as the tires wear in, we're going to see a lot of guys start gravitating up towards the fence.
Yeah, that will be definitely a question we have to pay attention to all night. Homestead tends to be a higher line track when we see the Cup Series come here and the Xfinity and the Gander Outdoor Truck Series. When they come here, it's usually they ride against that wall once the long run comes in. iRacing, we're definitely getting to that point. It's the great implications that iRacing have put in for us with the wall effect. Pretty much what is happening there is what Brandon's saying is we're actually building a cushion of air between that wall and the race car, which is, technically a real thing that happens when you get a car and you get that air pressure built up against that wall with the high speeding air off the nose of these cars. And it'll actually build some type of cushion almost to help keep you out of that wall so you can run there with a little more side force and more grip. And that side force for these race cars is everything, helping them go around these banked turns here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. It'll be interesting to see if that comes into play, but I still think down below that seam, there's a seam here at the Homestead Miami Speedway that is just critical to getting fast times around this place. And I think that's going to be the place you want to be as we head off into qualifying.
Yeah, seeing a lot of guys really trying to see how low they can get here to carry a lot of quick speed and just getting that left front, that bottom seam there where the banking is the least. And a lot of guys are struggling. Seeing a couple guys spin out in practice, and we're going to see if anybody can, maybe venture into those dangerous waters and keep control of the car to get that really quick time to put themselves on the pole.
Yeah, we're going to see who can get that Sheffield Graphics Pole Award here tonight and get a talk in here with yours truly, Brandon Colley. So it'll be one of those nights here where we see who can get the best time put down to be able to get themselves on top of this leaderboard and start this field with a great track position. Because remember, 66 laps here tonight is what we have in store for you, and that will click off pretty quickly. So you have to get stuff done pretty quickly. And Brandon, you have a little experience actually here at Homestead. We ran our actual race in the winter season with these guys, and I can say that the car definitely on cold tires was pretty free. You definitely could get pretty loose on them cold tires, but it tended to tighten up as the run went on, and it should put on some pretty good racing though around this racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. Cold tires, just trying to get really low into the corner where you're going to want to be to make the most out of those fresher tires. If you come up a little bit too soon, have a little bit too much wheel into it, the changes in the banking here at Homestead, the car really doesn't like that as free as it is on cold tires to begin with, and very easy to spin out. Like you said, once the tires warmed up, there's a lot of off throttle time. You're really having to be patient with the car and, be really easy getting back to the throttle, making sure it doesn't push tight and carrying good runs out of the corners here. And you want to get that really, really fast, high momentum exit to set up for a pass going into the next set of corners.
At the moment, we got Christopher. Oh, actually, as I say that, look at that. Matt Upbrook there takes the top time as he was the fastest man in practice in that 16. So he puts down a 32.61 to put him on top of the board to possibly win himself a Sheffield Graphics Pole Award here tonight. We'll have to see if anybody can knock him off the top spot here with about half the time remaining. So about 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here still in this qualifying session. And it should be a fun night. Oh, you actually seen there just a little while ago a few guys getting pretty close to that wall. So they're trying it so far.
Well, looks like the 17 at Cale Seaman now up to the top of the board with a 32.60. And I've got to say, out of the race that we did with these guys during the winter season, the three that stick out to me the most would be the 15, 16, and 17 cars of Cale Seaman, Matt Upbrook, and David Edwards. David Edwards was really, really fast in that one. So were the other two, and I had a lot of fun battling with them, and I know you had a lot of fun battling with the 15 up there for the lead.
Oh, definitely. David Edwards was a great battle, overall for sure. And it's always fun to race this racetrack. This place can put on some really good races. So I would not be surprised to see a few of these guys, coming from the back towards the front. So we'll have to pay attention to that as qualifying is coming to a near here with about less than a minute here left as we ride on board with the 10 car.
And looking at David Edwards in 10th place right now, one of the drivers I mentioned. Not, I don't know if he had an issue on his qualifying lap. Super easy to deal with or to do here. Not the easiest thing to stay sideways in these corners and keep the power down. Um, I'm excited for this race. Pretty big field here tonight. I believe it's, let's see, we're looking at about 32 cars, I believe, 33 cars. Pretty decent sized field here in treacherous conditions, and these ARCA cars are always a handful. So I'm excited to get this thing going.
Oh, me too, Brandon. As we're nearing the end here, qualifying with about less than 20 seconds here. Remember this with the whole Evolution Racing Leagues, it's a big deal with team racing, and in the ARCA series, this is the first time that they're actually counting points. As David Edwards was our winner last week at Daytona, he would come out of there with the points lead over Richard Gonzalez and Matt Upbrook in third. But at the moment, Donkey Punch Racing is the top team with JCR Racing. Three Steves in a right is in the third position. HX Racing in the fourth position. MR73 Racing is in that fifth position. 62 Designs in the seventh position. And Slideways Racing in the eighth position. So great teams here as the end of qualifying has now come up, and we have our official results here from the qualifying session. Kel Seaman is going to start from that pole and be your Sheffield Graphics pole winner here tonight. Second is going to go to Matt Upbrook in that 16. Third is going to be Christopher Smerroll. Fourth is going to go to Matthew Dude. And the fifth place position is going to be Richard Gonzalez. Sixth is going to go to Josh Holmes. Seventh is the 81 of Jeff Carson. Eighth is going to be Justin Malarkey. Ninth, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. 10th will go to David Edwards in the 15. 11th there is the 01 of Steve Jennings. 12th will be Chris Claude in the 11. 13th will be Stephen Rasick. 14th will go to Stephen Carey. 15th is going to be James Wright in the 8 machine. 16th is going to go to Buddy Pitts in the 24. 17th there is Zach Sandlin in the 57 car. 18th will go to Garrett Fox in the 85. 19th is Carl Thompson in the 66. 20th is going to go to Kevin Dude. 21st is, or Dowd, sorry about that. 21st is going to be Albert Hewins. 22nd is going to be Lon Coleman. 23rd, Harold Rothery. 24th, Michael Haru. 25th will be Steve Potter. 26th, Michael Martino. 27th, Caleb Kilo. 28th, Stephen Baldwin. And rounding out your field in the 29th position is Ryan C. White, as we got a heck of a field here tonight. 29 cars ready to do battle here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. But we need to pull up our Sheffield Graphics poll winner here tonight and let him tell us what it was like out there to get the pole. So let's pull up Mr. Kale and let him talk to Brandon. If I can find him.
Bueller?
Do you see him, Brandon, at all?
I do.
Oh, you do? There he is. Yeah, I'm blind. There we go. Kale Seaman here, your Sheffield Graphics poll winner.
Hey, Kale, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Hey, Brandon.
Well, Kale, congrats on winning the Sheffield Graphics Pole Award here at Homestead, man. That was a really close lap between yourself and the 16 of Matt Upbrook. What is the key here to really being fast and consistent? You know, we talk about the progressive banking. You know, what is your favorite line here?
My favorite line is topside, definitely. Just making sure you keep the right rear up under you. Try not to spin the car out.
Yeah, we've noticed it was a bit of a handful, looked like, in practice on these old tires. So hopefully you guys can get along the first couple laps, get these things up to temp, and dig after it. But as you guys are coming to take the green flag here, we'll let you get back down and wish you the best of luck. Maybe we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Hope so, man. Good to talk to you.
All right, that was Kel there. You heard from himself in the 17, starting on the pole night. He said the top's going to be where he wants to be. So let's see what's going to turn out to be the best here as these drivers get ready to take on the Homestead Miami Speedway here in the ARCA Evolution Series, as the pace car is going to pull off this time, and we're going to have a green flag in the air as they start lap number 1 here tonight. And that's 1 lap in the books here at the Homestead Miami Speedway, as Kale Seaman will continue to hold on to that lead. He's got the 14 of Christopher Smurl moving up 1 position. Also, Richard Gonzalez moving forward as this field is starting to go to battle here early in this race.
Well, you saw it during that lap. You know, Kale decided to go to the high side in 3 and 4, and Chris in the 14 got a really big run. Kale decides to take it a little bit lower. I'm guessing he's going to just kind of hang out in the middle there until the tire's wearing just a little bit more, where that inside line is a bit slower, and you're going to have to be off throttle a little bit more before he really starts venturing up toward the fence where he wants to be.
Yeah, he definitely he went up there in a 3 and 4 that first lap, and he made it work. So very, surprising from my eyes to see that work that fast. But we'll have to monitor that as he's up near the second seam there with the right side tires. He's definitely using the racetrack. But I tell you what, the battle right now is near the 6th position with David Edwards, Justin Malarkey, Josh Holmes, and this 000, the 01 of Steve Jennings. This is a heck of a battle back here for around the 8th, 9th, and 10th position. There's cars all over this racetrack.
And you'll see that all night tonight. There's going to be a few cars that are able to really break away, but this place produces a lot of really good side-by-side racing, even 3 wide. It's very easy to run 3 wide here, and just be right on each other's doors and not be in a whole lot of danger.
Seeing a great race here from the back bumper of Matthew Dude there from this 55 back to the car directly behind him, which is the 01 of Steve Jennings there. And as they head down to turn 1, you'll see all these guys just separate, and it's really cool to see. I'm wondering what's going to become the dominant line, because normally there'll be a line where everybody picks it, but these guys have been all over this racetrack.
Well, it seemed like not necessarily the highest line, but right underneath that top seam is kind of where I found a lot of speed the last time we raced here. And I noticed a lot of other guys were really making that work as well. But the run that you can get on the extreme high line right up against that fence is so good, especially if you can make use of that new air bubble and just carry so much more speed. I think that's really where it's going to play out as the long run comes into effect here. I mean, we're only 6 laps in. It's still very much into the short run. But some of these guys, like we saw out of 17 to Cale Seaman, really venturing up there already.
Venturing up the racetrack, these guys are, man. I tell you what, this is impressive to watch. Look at them all spaced out. You know, sometimes 3 wide back there. I think it's Carl 66 and Carl Thompson. A little bit of contact possibly between him and the 4, Harold Rothery, as they head down to turn 1. So it's already popping off here in the first 66 laps here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. As, man, this track's definitely living up to its name. This place is known for having great racing.
Absolutely, and David Edwards in that 15, already up to 5th place, made a very bold 3 wide pass on the outside out of 4 last time by, and picked up a good 2 positions there, looking to charge forward now and slowly chase it in on this 3 lead guys up here. Is we see Cale Seaman in the 17 still right up against the fence.
This has been a great first 8 laps here at Homestead with the ARCA Evolution Series. Is, man, look at this battle in the 24, the 48, the 2, the 11. All of them run a different lane. You know, that's something I really love to see on iRacing. That's something that we could really get more of. And, you know, this track definitely tends to show that. So it's a great place to put on a race.
It's really cool just to see them all fan out once they go into the corner, and come the straightaways, everybody's back to single file. As soon as they hit the next set of corners, they all fan out again.
Looking at the 7 here on Michael Haru. Looking strong so far, running that top side. You can see just up there in that 3rd lane. That's awesome to watch as these guys attack this racetrack. But we got to give a shout out to all the fans viewing out there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know how the sights and the sounds are. So if anything needs to be worked on from our side, let us please know, and we'll try to get that fixed up there for you.
And got Andrew Little, Kevin Ruff out there, Sophie Pence, how you doing? Cody McCauley, a couple of the drivers in this league. And I got to say, Andrew Little's comment about the 3 Steves and a right, that has to be my favorite team name now.
Yeah, that is really cool to see. I like that team name too. So cool stuff there. Is you can see just the battles going on all around this racetrack. You got the 40-year Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. there. You got the 24. You know, we could jump around here pretty much all around this racetrack, and there is battling from front to the back.
Absolutely. I've been panning through trying to figure out what to talk about, but I mean, there's so much to talk about everywhere. Oh, 69 or 59 is Stephen Baldwin in the fence going into 3.
And that is not the heaviest of licks, but he definitely lost a lot of momentum. You can see it. Oh, the 75. What a save there from the 75 of Michael Martino. That was great.
Yeah, the biggest problem with getting into the wall like that is not that it's going to cause you a lot of damage. It's the momentum lost, having to wait to really get off the wall. These cars do not like to it's almost like glue. The right side is just covered in glue, and once you catch the wall, it's really hard to pull it off.
Yeah, Jeff Carson in the 81 directly behind him, the 000 Josh Holmes and the 73 Justin Markey. These guys all running different lanes. You got Garrett Fox working his way up. He's from 18th to 10th and on the back bumper of Matthew Dude there. So that is possibility of pushing himself up to the 9th position. That would be 9 positions up for this 85 as he tries to make the move coming out too.
And he's showing really good pace, especially running the bottom side where a lot of these guys are having a better run off the corner, running a slightly higher line, and he's still able to get the run, a much better run off the corner compared to them. So a lot of pace out of that 85. Definitely one to look out for at the end of this race. On
board here with the 85 of Garrett Fox as he goes down the front straightaway directly behind the 000. of Josh Holmes in the 81, Jeff Carson. You can see 3 racing lanes here being used. That is, I still can't get over that. It's great to watch. Oh, the contact between the 000 and the 81 right in front of the 85 as he's going to get by that. But man, Jeff Carson, the 81 is going to take the hardest lick out of that as he's almost stuck to the wall there.
Yeah,
Finally,
I mean, yeah, and I think that he just made that decision to not put anybody else in danger, because you have to put so much wheel into it to get it off the wall. A lot of times it'll just snap left as soon as it breaks contact, and if anybody's next to you or behind you, it can cause a big problem. So unfortunate for the 81, but really stand-up move there not to collect anybody else in what could have been a really bad incident.
While all that happened, the 14 of Christopher Smerol has taken the lead over from Kel Seaman. So we have a new change, and Richard Gonzalez also not letting these guys get away in the 3rd position. This top 3 is really, really fast right now, and I gotta say, even David Edwards right now putting times up just as fast as me.
Yeah, it's looking like now that the 2 fastest cars on the track are the 15 of David Edwards and the 14 of Chris Smerol, both running in the 33.4 second bracket, where everyone else is running in 33.6 or a little bit higher than that. And I've got to give a round of applause to 6 Richard Gonzalez. He's really picked it up from last season, and you know that really close 2nd place finish he had last week at Daytona has got to be huge for momentum. Didn't quite get the win, but he's showing out here tonight that he's definitely in contention to come out and get this one.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, just awesome to see someone bouncing, from one week to the next, carrying that momentum for Richard Gonzalez there. So great run, like you guys said, Daytona last week. Now he's backing that up here with a 3rd place run through the first 17 laps here at Homestead. And the thing is, pit stops are going to be opening up pretty soon, I believe, because we have 70% fuel load. I would say in the next 15 laps, these guys are going to be stopping to possibly get some fuel in these race cars and get them top back off, because they only have 1 set of tires left in the pits, so they'll use probably their only set when they come down for that green stop. Maybe some guys will save it for that during that green stop and hope for a caution maybe later. So we'll have to see some strategies maybe played out there, but it's pretty cut and dry from that point.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. I don't want to have to play that tire game with only 1 set of tires in the pits. Tires are huge here, and if you get that lucky break where there's a caution at the end and you gambled and managed to not fall laps down and are in a position where you can use it, you can absolutely go out and get a win with it. It's just the dominoes that have to fall into place to make that work out. We've seen it not work so many times.
Got Carl Thompson here in the 66, running in the 16th position here. Started 19th, so he's definitely moved up a few positions there. Also got Caleb Kilo there behind him, and he is moved up from 27th to 17th, so 10 positions up for him.
It's just been fantastic racing, just right up against fenders, 2-3 wide so far, and I'm noticing a bit of a trend. It seems like when you can, if you have the pace to finally break out of that pack, you just kind of start building up a lot of distance. Everybody that's been able to get out of that beehive of cars that are just jostling for position, it's really started to stretch out a long single file line back to about the 12th position right now of Steven Racing in the 2.
Looking at the battle happening here for the 8th position, you got Buddy Pitts there and side by side with Harold Rothery there as they come off of turn 2. Looks like the big run here for the 4 to the inside. Possibly as they go down to 3. Can he complete it past, though? We'll have to see.
He's doing a really good job. The 24 is going to try to get that run off the high side here, but it just looks like the high side's giving up a little bit too much. And I'm hearing calls of wrecking on the radio, but no caution yet.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So our first Or Nissan Central caution of the night. We'll have to go back here on the Freak Fast replay here if we can catch and see exactly what happened, as I believe Stephen Baldwin in the 59 got caught up in that, but I think it happened ahead of him. Oh, yes, it did. I think the 11 of Chris Claude. So we go back here on replay and check this out. Oh, looks like the 000 Josh Holmes may have got a little bit of help there.
A little
And he
nudgy
was-
nudge from the 48 of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr.
Wow, and then it sparks some major repercussions for a few of these guys in the back of the pack here with some heavy damage early in this race.
I also have to point out something that we missed. Matt Upbrook in the 16 qualified second. Looked like he had unfortunate internet issues right when the gridding started, so he came in a bit late. Was 3 laps down, going to get the lucky dog this time by to put himself into the position to be 2 laps down.
That's unfortunate for Matt. At least he's got one of those laps back as we're still watching the scenes unfold from that wreck. But I feel bad for Matt there. He definitely quick tonight, and he's going to lose out with them connection issues. So maybe he'll have a chance here to get some cautions in here where he can get his laps back, but it's going to be tough from that point.
Well, we've got pit stops underway. We're going to have to see who decides to maybe take tires and not. And guys mixed up with fresh tires and old tires. A lot of opportunity for some cautions there, and perhaps he gets all of those laps back here before too long.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brandon, it's just shook up everything. Well, looks like we got the 14, the 73, the 85, and the 55. All 4 of those cars elect to stay out here. And that's an interesting call. I because this should get them this pit right here should get them in their window to make it to the end on fuel. So if it stays green, the guys who pitted are looking great. But if now these other top 4 are really gonna be hoping for a caution at some point now, I believe, to get those tires, as a few guys definitely elected to take tires there. But we want to give everybody a quick shout out real quick to the fans, and we gotta let you know we have a giveaway going on Facebook on Freaky Fast. Is Facebook there that you can go check out on Freaky Fast Broadcasting there on Facebook to find the giveaway for a ButtKicker. So we got some really cool stuff in works with our sponsorship with ButtKicker, and we're doing a giveaway. So if you want to go out there and sign up for the giveaway, go check it out on the Freaky Fast Broadcasting Facebook page, and you can get it all signed up for the giveaway. So remember, I believe we got about a month left for that. So it should be a pretty awesome to be able to give away some cool stuff here from Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the help from ButtKicker. So we appreciate also ButtKicker helping us out with that. And remember to check out the links for the merch down below. If you want to get any Freaky Fast merch, you can find the links down below to go find that. So it's always cool to have some merch.
Well, see, now we got to get a hold of Or Nissan Central and see if they can give away a Nissan.
I think Ryan's like, guys, don't put words in my mouth.
It's just a joke. Calm down, Ryan.
Robert's saying no, it's not. So you're going to have to talk to Robert.
He wants a Pathfinder. That's what he wants.
Spilled the bean. This is going to be interesting now, Brandon. Back to the race situation here. These top 4, it's questionable what they're trying to do here. So I'm interested to see how it's all going to shake out for these drivers.
I mean, if they get a caution late, it works out very well. And then we saw David Edwards dip onto pit road. I wonder if he's concerned that maybe they can't make it all the way from here. He's just trying to top off.
No, he's coming down and getting his service done because he missed his box when he came down. I watched him.
Oh,
and he actually missed his box coming down pit road, and that he's coming back down now to get that fuel in that car. And did he take tires is the question here.
It does not look like it.
I think that's a smart decision. Might as well just top off because the tires can do 66 laps here. They definitely can do that. The big issue is going to be the fuel for these guys. So I think that's a good call. And then he's good to go if it goes green, and he's good to go if it caution comes out where he can get tires for the later run.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to have to agree with you that if it were me, I'd not be taking tires. They're going to help you get your track position back, but you're going to have to burn them up pretty decently to get by a lot of these guys to get back to that position. Set yourself up into a position for later in the race when you can make the most out of that set.
We'll See how it all shakes out here as the pace car is going to pull in this time. And the green flag is back out in the air with Christopher Smurl leading the way in the 73. Justin Malarkey there on the outside with Garrett Fox in third.
I just saw one huge thing from this restart, and that was wheel spin. A couple guys were bobbling all over the place trying to put the power back down, and they caused a little bit of a bottleneck there, but everybody managed to get by pretty cleanly.
Yeah, now now this is when I wish we had the thing from iRacing, a feature to tell us what set of tires they're on, because it's going to be able to be very clear at some point who's got the tires and who doesn't. Look at this, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., the 2 of Steven Racing there. Whew, what a battle going on there. That could have been disastrous.
Well, just looking at the pit times, Zach, I'm gonna guess there's about 7 drivers that opted to take tires this last time by. Everybody else looked like they just filled up the tank. So there's still quite a few people in the field that have that one extra set.
Well, that's a pretty good call, I must say, from those drivers.
Yeah, it's not really what you want to hear when you're one of those 7, but if it goes green, that's exactly what you want to hear.
There's Steven Racing making the pass on the 7 of Michael Haru to move himself up into the 9th position. Directly behind Matthew Dude is the 7. Ooh, big bobble from Michael Haru. Here comes the 01 of Stephen Jennings, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. also in the 48, and the 10 of Caleb Kilo.
Well, we're going to have that big beehive of cars here before too long where everybody's fanning out again, just trying to, use that slight little advantage you have in pace over the guys ahead of you here and start stretching it back out to single file. But with the mix of tire strategies here, we didn't see the top 3 really break away like we did from the drop of the green flag, and it's just been the 14 and that is the 83 of, the 83 of Stephen Carey. Just kind of nose to tail with each other right now.
I'm kind of been monitoring lap times here, Brandon, and I tell you what, the crazy thing is with this V7 tire is the cooldown that these things get under these cautions, because looking at lap times wise, our leader here of Christopher Patrola is actually Stephen Carey. They're going around the outside, looks like here. Going to try to make this work as they go side by side down the back straightaway. But our leader, Christopher Smurl, was running 33.76 before that caution came out. As soon as the caution came out, he's back down to 33.0, 33.1, 33.2. So just a crazy amount of how much the tires came back to him after that cooling down phase. Now, once they start to heat up, it'll definitely start to fall back to where his times are going to be slower. But man, it's pretty interesting to see that 0.7 of a second you can make up just from cooling the tires down under caution.
And it's a good footnote for later in the race if you have older tires and stay out knowing, hey, I've got about 2 to 3 laps where I can really keep pace with these new tires and hold them off. If it comes down to a green-white checkered, you very well could win on an old set.
I think that's a great thing to keep in your back of your pocket for later in this race. So we'll have to see. We're actually this time by going to be halfway here for the ARCA Evolution Series at the Homestead Miami Speedway. As you look at Buddy Pitts now putting the pressure on the past leader, Christopher Smerol, who's starting to fall into the clutches of them tires.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, when he's doing a really good job just kind of holding his line here and not racing anybody too hard, understanding the type of situation that he's in. He has to have known that he was going to lose some positions here, but definitely just want to keep the car clean and try to take advantage of the fresher tires later on if you get that late caution.
I think that's going to be a key they're definitely hoping to be able to use at some point. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out here as we continue on past halfway now. Look at Ryan C. White up to the 10th position from starting from 29th, I must point out. So shotgun on the field to top 10.
Yeah, biggest mover of the race so far, and still have another 10 positions to climb. Right alongside him would be the 4 of Harold Rothery, up 17 positions, just moved into the 6th position. A lot of really big movers.
Wow, and I tell you what, side-by-side racing up front, too, as the 17 of Kel Seaman is trying to make that move on the 83 of Stephen Carey for the lead. And I tell you what, he had the inside lane going through 1 and 2. Stephen Carey powered off the top and pulled back away, and he's going to look like he's going to clear him again off of 4 here. But man, I tell you what, this battle right here is starting to heat up as our Sheffield Graphics pole winner is trying to get back to that lead.
Well, and looking at it here, Kale he went in quite a bit deeper than the 83 did, was able to put the power down and kind of, have that almost a diamond or a late apex on the corner and get a really good run off, but it just hadn't been quite enough, and even still drove it in pretty deep. And Stephen Carey a little bit late on the gas here, allowing Kale to get by, or maybe that was just a plan saying, hey buddy, go ahead and burn up your stuff and I'll catch you in a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out, because Kale just very great pass there on the bottom of 3 and 4, able to make that work. As we look back now at Caleb Kilo, back to Kevin Dow here with the 7. Michael Haru directly behind him and Matthew Dude.
It is really stretched out compared to what we saw at the start of this race. There's a lot of more spacing in between quite a few of these cars. I noticed we had a big gap back to about the 8th position. I think the top 8 had broken away pretty far, and then it was 9th on back was a bit clustered up. And Garrett Fox falling back quite a bit right now with those no tires.
Oh no, with the 7 of
Yellow,
Michael
yellow.
Haru, who was you just see on the camera there, into the wall in 3 and 4. Looks like coming off of 4 there, he's going to get the 81 of Jeff Carson's going to get into the back of him, as that's going to be our second Ordy South Central caution here tonight. We'll go see if we can check that one out on the Freaky Fast replay and show you exactly what happened there. As man, oh man, that was definitely not great. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now trying to get that replay, as sometimes our software does not like to show us the replay for some reason. So you know how software can be. It sometimes likes to fight back against the human. So we'll see if we can get that all worked out. But yeah, really the basics there is the 7 Michael Rue up into the wall around 3 and 4, very going very slow. Kind of came off that wall 4, and the 81 of Jeff Carson had really nowhere to go and just ran right into the back of the 7, bringing out our second caution of this evening. And say what, the guys who took tires now, oof, they definitely aren't feeling great now. As there we can see it. I think we can see it here on this replay, and there it is. Yeah, the Freak Fast replay here.
And it's just like we mentioned earlier when it was in fact the 81 that was in the wall. How much will you have to put into it when Michael Haru finally got it off the fence? How far left it went? There was just nothing for that 81 to do but hit him square in the rear end, and unfortunate for those 2 cars.
Yeah, Jeff Carson there, really nowhere to go, and also Michael Haru, really nothing he could do either. So that's just one of them chain circumstances that happens here at these racetracks, and with iRacing, stuff happens in the blink of an eye. It's so quick, man, and it's hard to react when something like that happens that fast.
Well, we will see now. Let me look at the timing here, but it looks like everybody has come in to make their service now. I don't think anybody's stayed out to double stamp these tires. Yeah, everybody's taking tires now. Granted, everyone who took tires this last time under the last caution, they're not going to be in that bad of a position. It hasn't been that many laps. So they're still going to be able to hold their own pretty well. But it will show late run, especially guys that are really able to maintain and be really smooth with their throttle control and their steering inputs. They're going to have a hard time holding them off at the end of the field if they don't get held up in the back.
Yeah, it's one of the things that this it's just you never know with the tire limit what kind of position you're going to be in. You kind of got to predict the future, and it's hard to do when it just stuff happens out of the blue. Just like the record we're gonna have on the replay here on board. Look at this. This is gonna be a great shot to see. Really, Jeff Carson had nowhere to go. As you can see, the 7 comes off the wall, and whoa, look at them good tires go through the hood. And yeah, that's iRacing's new damage model. Not very forgiving. it definitely will hurt you if you get some big contact like that with a lot of wheel damage for that 81. So he's going to come down pit road and get that all fixed up for Jeff Carson there. But yeah, back to the tire strategy there, like you were talking about, Brandon. It's, you know, it's kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't. You know, if it would have went green there, the 17, the 83, all the guys who took tires would look like geniuses. When we have this caution now, it kind of, you know, makes it where it's going to be tough for these guys now to hold off.
Yeah, it's one of those things where every race, especially when you only have this short of a race with only one set that you can change, it's such a gamble. Every caution, you don't know if this is the caution you need to take the tires or not. And unfortunately, I'll say it, time and time again, you don't know until it's too late. I mean, you decide to not take tires under this first caution, and it goes green to the rest of the race. You decide to take them the first caution, and then there's just a bunch of cautions, and you get one right at the end where somebody decided, just maybe one person decided that they didn't take their tires the whole race and take them then, and then just sail off into the sunset.
Well, with 25 to go, it's going to be fun to watch here on Freaky Fast broadcasting with the Evolution Racing Leagues and the ARCA. And we also got to give a special shout out to iRacing always, giving us this platform here to do what we love to do here on these wonderful nights on Freaky Fast broadcasting. Without iRacing simulation, we wouldn't be doing this right now. So I got to thank them a huge amount for giving us the platform and the ability to put on amazing events like this and have amazing fans like you guys out there tuning in and rooting your friends and family members on each and every week as we set to go back green flag racing.
Green flag, green flag.
As the pace car comes in this time, the green flag is back out in the air as Cale Seaman takes off back down towards turn 1 with Stephen carrying the 83 with Buddy Pitts in third.
And I saw quite a bit more of that wheel spin, Zach. A big checkup. Look, I don't know if it started with the 48 or Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., but he was one of the bigger ones that I saw wiggling around. And I've got to say it's pretty easy to do. I've had the embarrassing moment of sitting in second place and spinning myself out on a restart. So no, don't blame these guys whatsoever. It's difficult some of these tracks to really put the power down on a restart.
Yeah, when the tires get old, power does not like to go to the ground, they say. Tire gets all gummy and hot, and it just wants to slide over this asphalt surface as they're trying to put that horsepower to the ground and go forward. As tell you what, right now, Kel's took off pretty quickly. We'll have to see what type of lap times he can generate here, because that's what I noticed with the first set of guys who stayed out is early in that run, they could really generate some great lap time. As I think the leader who stayed out before all this happened was Christopher Smerol, who's right now in the 12th position.
Yeah, and he was able to hold on for a good handful of laps, about 3 or 4 laps, and even after he was finally passed, I think he fell back to about 4th position, still having a really good pace. And it looks now that the highest up in running order of the drivers who pit during this caution would be the 73 of Justin Malarkey, so we'll have to pay attention to how quickly he can make his way back up toward the front.
You'll have to see if Malarkey can make his way back up. Remember, Justin showed a lot of pace last season here in the ARCA Evolution Series. We'll have to see if he can continue that growth and get himself a win here in the second season and, move himself up the playoff boards, up the rankings for, the standings. So it's very important. Look at that gaggle of cars back there. I believe that's Richard Gonzalez in all of that. In the 6th. Yes, he's in it with Jeff Carson, Garrett Fox, Matt Oakbrook. Matt Oakbrook back on the lead lap, too. Ooh, James C. right there. Ooh, that is some great racing.
Yeah, a lot of ill-handling cars. They're not really happy with the balance, it looks like. Just kind of losing the rear end and waiting for the tires to really come up to temp here. But really good job being that out of control right next to each other and, nobody really making contact.
I've been paying attention pretty solidly up here to what's going on with these new tires. We're looking to run from Garrett Fox there to the back of the 8th bumper. Going to be able to get to the inside here as they come off of 4. But I tell you what, the guy who's going forward the most quick right now is David Edwards. He's up to about the 5th position in that 15, and he's been slicing and dicing through, and he's about to be able to probably get 4th and 3rd here in the next corner.
And I was watching that as well, Zach, and he was following behind the 73 of Justin Malarkey, but Malarkey, and it seems like the 14 of Chris Merle, they've had bad luck with the positioning of the cars on older tires ahead of them, really having to check up, whereas David Edwards has been able to find a pretty clear path past everyone so far.
It's been very critical. That's one of the things that it is one thing to be super fast, just running by yourself, but making passes without getting held up. One of the key aspects of racing, and you're seeing it right here from this 15. He's just doing a great job of not getting held up here as he goes through the field. Is look at the run he's going to have here on the 4. Harold Rothery as they come off of 4. Looks like he's going to do the crossover move and go to the inside coming off of 4. That was a great move. Going to be moving himself up to the 3rd position here as they go down to turn 1 and 2. He does clear the 4, now up to that 3rd position, but 2.2 seconds back from leader Kel Seaman. He's got 17 laps to run him down.
And just behind them, the 73 and the 14 following suit, looking to chase down the 15 and in turn the 17 and 24 currently leading this race. And the lap times are looking pretty close. David Edwards last time by was even with Cale Seaman in the lead. We'll see what it is this time by.
About 3/10 quicker, looked like that time, to a 33.0 to a 33.3. So definitely some speed shown from the 15. He's going to try to make the move coming out of 2. On the 24, doesn't have the run this time. Had to slightly back out. Here comes the 4, looking back to the inside of 73. Justin Malarkey starting to get into the picture also, as this field is going to tighten here for the last 16 laps of this event.
Yeah, it's I don't know if they have enough time. With the current difference in pace, if he can get clear and just be able to run the line that he wants to, not have to worry about car inside or outside, he very well has a shot, that being the 15 and David Edwards, to catch the 17. And the same goes for the 73 of Justin Malarkey. It's going to be close, and I imagine we might just see the 73 and the 15 here as the 2 cars that are battling it out to decide this finish.
Yeah, lap times here, once we get in some clean air for these guys, will be very critical. Ooh, the 73, I think, of Malarkey there into the outside wall. Yes, he did. Here comes the 14 to the outside with the 4 to the inside, 3 wide split in the 73. There goes the 14, Christopher Smerol back up to the 4th position.
And that was the 14 realizing what was going on and that he could not afford to check up and lose that much momentum, and just saw a gap and went for it, and it paid off pretty well for him here.
Great job from the 14 of Chris there in that machine. He's going to come out of turn 4, have a pretty decent run here on Buddy Pitts. Going to get to the outside of Buddy Pitts there for the 3rd position to put himself back into the top 3.
And I think Chris is right where he wants to be, that middle lane, carrying a lot of speed over these guys on slightly older tires. And looking at the gap stack, I'm trying to roughly estimate how long it'll be before these guys are able to roll in that 17.
There goes the 14 clearing Buddy Pitts for the 3rd position now on that 14 machine mirror. He was our leader before our first caution. Very strong on the long run. We'll have to see if he can continue to march his way up. Now 2.5 seconds back from the leader, as David Edwards now is broken under a second, and he is charging up to our leader of the 17 at Kelsey.
Well, the gap that the 15 has now, he's going to be closing even faster on these straightaways with the draft. He is just at the end of that draft range where you can really start feeling the difference in speed. And if he's able to really reel in or roll the high side and carry on a lot more momentum, that's going to play into his hands a ton, as he picked up another 3/10 out of turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, now under a half a second, you can see we're on the front or the top of the roof of this 15 as he goes up to the high, way off the racetrack. Let's see what type of run down this back straightaway. Looks like a pretty good one here, closing with 1 car length. Now the 17 of Kel Seaman, as they also have Christopher Schmerol closing in behind. The 15's got to get this done quick because that 14's going to be coming soon. Here as he gets the run out of 4, going to the inside. Can David Edwards go back-to-back here after his win last week at Daytona with 10 to go?
Well, the fresh tires speak for themselves as he drove it in really deep just to make sure he was going to get clear. I was concerned about the placement of the pass there. I would think you'd want to give the old tires the inside lane where it's going to be the most difficult, but he made it look effortless as Christopher Smurl now is going to have to worry about reeling in that 15 and not letting him get too far away. But based on his lap times, he's been a couple tenths quicker than the 15.
10 to go here, coming to 9 to go as David Edwards crosses the line now with 9 laps. David Edwards now is looking out that windshield saying, let's just make it to the end and no cautions because it's looking pretty good for that 15, but we're right on board with the 14 of Chris Smerol here, who he is getting a mega run out of too, and he is going to close the gap on that second place position. Can he close the gap on the 15? Because I'll tell you what, the 14 was the fastest car on the long run late to that last run.
It's all going to determine. It's going to be determined by how well he can get by the 17, how much he gets held up here. If he can make the pass, like just immediately and not give up too much time, he's got a really good shot at being able to reel in the 15 to David Edwards. As we see Kale go way high here, let him go pretty easily. Now it's all up to Chris here. He doesn't have anything else to worry about. Lap car should not be an issue. And like you said, he has been quickest on the long run here, but he's only got about 7 laps to go to reel in this second gap.
Coming to 7 to go, like you heard from Brandon. Man, oh man, it's about to get very, very spicy here. It's down to 8 tenths of a second here with 7 to go. If he can just close in a tenth and a half each lap, he will get there. And we'll have to see if he can do it. As I tell you what, a third place battle is going to get hot too, because I think Justin Malarkey is going to possibly catch Kel Seaman there for the third position in that 73. So the new tires definitely come into effect now.
Well, unfortunate incident for the 73 where he got into the fence and gave up a good bit of time, but it's definitely a top 3 move here. And this early in the season, you're still thinking about points, just adding to the piggy bank. And this time by Chris Smurl up to a just under 8 tenths of a second. So he's still just ticking off a little bit at a time. Was a tenth quicker than our leader last time by.
Yeah, he's going to need some type of mistake here from the 15. The 15 is going to have to miss his mark if he really wants to close this gap continuously in. We'll have to see here as we'll be coming out of 4 this time with 5 to go as Justin Malarkey now up to the third position. We see in the 73 make the pass on Kel Seaman, our pole setter, as now with 5 to go, it's a half of a second. And I tell you what, if he can do that continuously, he will be there.
Well, and we talk about it all the time that catching somebody's one thing, but passing them is another. He's got to catch him with plenty of laps to have multiple attempts to pass him and set up different runs if the first one does not work. If he waits too long, he's got one shot and he has to hope that it goes perfectly. But the pace that he's running now, it just seems like he is so much better in turns 3 and 4. I don't know if you've noticed this, Zach, than the 15 of David Edwards is right now.
4 to go here. He is there. Christopher Sproul knocking on the back door. He's saying, hello, David. I'm home.
It's a knock, knock. We have Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, trying to persuade David to let him in. You never know. Here is when we come into 3 to go this time by. And I tell you what, he's got there now. Like you said, Brandon, it's easy. One thing to catch somebody, but another thing to pass him. What move will he make here to try to get past this 15 with 3 to go?
Well, if he's got a really good run here, David Edwards leaving the inside open, looking to get that really good run off the corner. A little bit of a checkup out of the 14 so he doesn't have to run him over. I like the move by David Edwards. If he can just control the momentum and not leave too much of a gap on the entry, and if he can keep just far enough away that a bonsai move out of the 14 is not going to be able to clear him, he's in fantastic position right here. But the 14, great run out of turn 3 and 4.
2 to go. Great run from Christopher Schmerl out of turn 4. What does he do as they go down to 1 and 2? He looks to the inside, making the middle to bottom lane work. Looks like he'll be close to clearing as they come off of 2. Not going to be able to clear. Here comes the 15. David Edwards fighting back on the outside as they go down to 3 and 4 with 2 laps to go.
The positioning now, if he can keep ahead and not let the 14, and he dove it in a little bit too hard there, just trying to get a little bit too much and allowed the 14 to make that pass pretty effortlessly.
And there it is, Sheffield Graphics white flag in the air. One final time here for Christopher Schmerl as he takes the lead with 1 lap to go. David Edwards fighting back here in 1 and 2. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to keep up. He gets into the outside wall. The 15 bounces off the outside wall. Here comes the 73 of Justin Malarkey. Does he have a shot for second, maybe?
Well, I don't know about second place, but a great job from the 14 and a valiant effort out of the 15 to just try to hold off, but a couple laps a little bit too short.
And there it is, checker flag in the air. Your Sheffield Graphics race winner is going to be Chris Moreau. Congrats to him in the 14. What a drive back to the first position. That was a great battle down to the end. Classic Homestead stuff there. Shout out to David Edwards for the great run in second. Justin Malarkey, as that was one fantastic show. He also had Garrett Fox there from the 18th position, bringing home a top 5 tonight. Matt Oatbrook, after his disconnect, is going to come home in the 6th position. A lot of great runs here tonight for a few guys. And let's see what type of celebration this 14 here has for his race win here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the ARCA Evolution Series here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. What a way to finish it all for Christopher Schmerl. Did such a great job in that 14 to be able to drive himself back up into position and win this race. So congrats to him. But we will be back in one moment as we get our top 3 finishers down here in the waiting room, get ready for an interview. All right, we are back here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting after the ARCA Evolution Series has just come to a close here on the Evolution Racing Leagues. And we got a great top 3 here tonight, Justin Malarkey, David Edwards, and Chris Moreau. So congrats to those 3 drivers. And now we're just going to get talking to them and see what their thoughts are here on tonight's great race here for the ARCA Evolution Series.
3 of them.
Justin, it's Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy.
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
I am doing great, Justin, man. Well, what a race it was for you tonight, man. A great way to bounce back after last week's tough finish at Daytona in the 21st position. You're going to come home here in the 3rd position tonight. How does that feel?
Feels good for this track. This track's a challenge for sure. Felt pretty good. Definitely car was better as the race went on, and felt really good at the end there. I had that one hiccup. I don't know if you guys caught it there around like lap 53, but I got up in the wall a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely caught that one live for you there. So, yeah, got up into the wall there a little bit, lost a good bit of ground, but, man, you made it back up, kept your head down, and got back to that 3rd position. Got pretty close to even 2nd. So, did a great job there, Justin. And, you know, the track tonight, it really was racy. Like, you guys were all over the place from the bottom to the top. Where did you prefer? And, you know, what was your thoughts on how great the racing was?
Yeah, you could run wherever you want, pretty much. I was trying to do the crossover there on that the 24 the one time, and I was expecting to come out lower on him, and I think he was expecting me to go high. So when he came low, I tried to swing up to the high, and I just slid up there in the wall. There's no grip after 30 laps. But you can run really anywhere you want. You just got to go where they're not.
And that's always a good feeling when you can run anywhere you want and be able to make up time still. So congrats on 3rd here tonight, Justin. It was a great to watch from up here in the booth, and I'm sure all the fans at home loved it too. Anybody want to send a shout out to before we let you go, man?
Yeah, definitely. Just all my family watching, the people that watch me on TV, and definitely give a shout out to Chris for winning. That was awesome to watch him get by David there. Fun race. And my other 2 teammates, Matt and Caleb, they did great too. And I'll give a shout out to my sister, Jamie, because if I don't, she'll kill me.
Well, awesome stuff, Justin. Congrats tonight on 3rd, man, and we will catch you next week.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Later on, Justin. All right, that was Justin Malarkey there, bringing home a third position here tonight. As now we move on to last week's race winner, David Edwards, coming up one spot short, leading all the way down to the white flag, just coming up a little bit short. But man, David Edwards put on one heck of a show here for us tonight. Let's see what his thoughts are. Hey, David, it's Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Zach.
Hey, David, well, what great race in there, man, coming down to the end between you and the 14 of Chris there. That was fun to watch. I'm sure you would have liked to end it up, with the victory, but I tell you what, coming home with the first and second place finish to start off the season's got to feel pretty good. But how was the racing overall for you there, man?
I was good all night, man. It's just like I said last week, love Homestead. It's the damn place you can go top, bottom, anywhere. There was a couple 3 wide moves, 4 wide moves, but yeah, would like to come up one spot better, but Christopher, man, he was on it. There wasn't nothing I could do with him, and hats off to him for running me down there at the end.
Yeah, it was a great battle between you two coming down to the very end there at the white flag. We seen where you really made up your ground there, David, was getting through traffic. It seemed like, you were of the new tires, the guys who pitted there last, you just seemed to get through traffic a lot quicker than everybody. It got to that lead, and it seemed like you were going to be able to hold on to it there. But like you said, Chris will just, kept coming there in that 14 and finally got around you there at the very end. How did you get around traffic so well there and put such a big gap on the rest of the tires?
Just close your eyes and go. I mean, having the win last week really, it locks me in, hopefully, more than likely. So it just knowing that we can go out there and have fun now for the rest of the season until playoff starts. I'm not running for points or running for a win to get in. We can just go and just, grit your teeth and hope to God everybody holds their line. Just passive, what do you say, patiently aggressive, but sometimes you just got to make it go.
That's exactly right, my friend. So congrats here on second tonight. It was another great showing for yourself in the 15. Anybody want to send a shout out to you before we let you go, man?
Everybody over at Donkey Punch Racing and Slide Jobs Racing. My wife for letting me do this on Tuesday nights. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. I got friends and family that now watch it every week. They're texting me and Snapchatting me saying, hey, share the link where you go. So just thanks to you guys, and thanks for Ryan and Michael at Everybody Evolution Racing for putting this on. And let's go get him out of club next week. Like I said, hats off to Christopher for the win tonight, and see if we can better at one spot next week.
Well, David, great race tonight, man. And thank you for the love. And we'll catch you next week, man.
You guys.
All right. That was David Edwards there, your second place finisher tonight. And now we'll move on to our race winner, Chris Morrow. I'd say, what a rebound for him. Also, not only to drive to the lead there from a good ways back, but also last week at Daytona, he finished dead last. So finishing in the 26th position last week to come back and win the race this week, that is a great bounce back. So let's hear what his thoughts are on that. Hey, Chris, it's Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hey, Chris, man, well, what a bounce back it was tonight for yourself, man. You look super strong out there in the 14, especially on them long runs, man. It just seemed like the car definitely, as the run kept going, you were the man to beat, and you were able to drive down David Edwards there at the very end, make a great pass with the battle coming down to the white flag, get that win. And how does it feel to bounce back from last week, finishing 26th at Daytona, to come back here and win at Homestead here tonight?
The Daytona race, we were feeling pretty good. Just give a quick shout out there to MR73 Racing, my team. I felt like we had a good plan going into it, and then kind of the best laid plans just kind of fell apart. So I guess the good news there is I got to start focusing on Homestead early, and that's what we did. We had some good team practices, and we were sharing data and experiences. So I really feel like we got to dial in the racing line and the what we can adjust on the car to really maximize those long runs in the hopes that they did. The only wrinkle they got thrown in there is we had that caution right before we thought our personal pit windows were about open. So that really threw a wrench into things. But yeah, it worked out. Looks like the late pit worked out for the podium at least. And it was really fun racing against Edwards there at the end. The 15 car put up a hell of a fight, and I did not know until I got past him that I was going to be able to do that. So hats off to him. And then, of course, Justin there pulling up third.
Yeah, definitely a great race for you and the team here tonight. Like you said, first and third there for you and Justin. So that was a great, both top 3 finishers there tonight for yourselves. Man, yeah, we head off to Auto Club next week. How do you feel for yourself and your team going into Auto Club next week? Do you feel like that fits you?
I think we're going to take this momentum and just kind of use it. It's good to get a win out this early. I'm shocked, to be honest with you, and I feel really good about our team moving forward, and we got a good chemistry. So I imagine we'll be putting down some laps, and it seems like our long runs are going to be to our benefit for our team here. It seems like we've got some sort of secret sauce going, and hopefully we can apply that elsewhere.
Well, man, we're going to be able to watch it with everybody like the fans at home. So we appreciate you, Chris, for going out there and putting on a show for us each and every week, man. Congrats on the victory here tonight. Anybody want to send a shout out to you before we let you go and get prepared for Auto Club next week?
Yeah, man, of course. Well, first of all, my family, love them. And it's awesome that they support me with this little thing I do here with iRacing. And of course, to the admins who put on a heck of a league and organized all this. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do this without them. The other drivers, it's just been a lot of fun getting to know everybody and just race with them. I had a lot of fun tonight just racing, and it's good that we got the win, but the experience in and of itself is just cool. And then, of course, I already shouted out my team, MR73. And then to you guys, I'm a little biased here, but either way, I'm always looking forward to watching the broadcast, even when I wrecked out on lap whatever at Daytona. It's always a good time. So you guys do a great job, and we will see you next week.
Awesome stuff, Chris, man. Congrats on the victory again. And, we will catch you next week at Auto Club, buddy.
Yeah.
You have a great night. All right, that was race winner Chris Morrow there, bringing home the victory in the 14 machine here tonight. What a race that was overall. We'll go ahead and pull up the race results here, let you know where your favorite drivers and family members finished. And we'll get ready to get things packed up and head to our Cup Series race here later on. And next week at Auto Club here in the ARCA Evolution Series. So great stuff in the future here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As you can see, first place there goes to Chris Morrow and that 14 machine. Second's going to go to David Edwards. Third's going to be Justin Malarkey. Third going to go to pole setter Kel Seaman. Fifth's going to go to Garrett Fox in the 85. Sixth is going to go to Matt Upbrook after an early disconnect and great rebound. Seventh going to go to Kevin Dowd. Eighth is Albert Hunes. Ninth is going to be Harold Rothery. 10th is going to be Buddy Pitts. 11th is going to go to Caleb Kilo. 12th is going to be Matthew Dude. 13th is going to go to Ryan C. White. 14th is going to go to Jeff Carson. 15th, Steve Potter. 16th is going to go to Steve Jennings. 17th, Michael Haru. 18th is going to go to Lon Coleman. 19th, Carl Thompson. 20th is going to go to Stephen Carey. 21st, Stephen Rasick. 22nd is going to go to James Wright. 23rd, Richard Gonzalez. 24th, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. 25th, Josh Holmes. And rounding out your field in the – not rounding out your field. Rounding out your lead lap finishers is Michael Martino in the 26th position. 27th is going to go to Zach Sandlin. 28th, Stephen Baldwin. And rounding out your field now in the 11 is Chris Claude, as that is your 29-car field here tonight for the ARCA Evolution Series at Evolution Racing Leagues. Brought to you by Or Nissan Central, Sheffield Graphics, and ButtKicker. What a night it's been here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and it's only started one half of what we got in store for tonight. So got a lot in store with you still. But overall, Brandon, what's your thoughts on tonight's finish, man, and overall race as the ARCA Evolution Series is really getting off to a bang to start off the season?
Yeah, it was an awesome race. Like I said, I couldn't wait to get that thing started, and that was exactly what you saw there. 3-wide race and a lot of really, door-to-door moves, and it's just a lot of fun at Homestead. It's a really fun track, and I always enjoy racing there. And I can't wait to get to Homestead, or not Homestead, Auto Club, excuse me. Again, one of my other favorite tracks. And with these ARCA cars, man, it's going to be a blast. It's a difficult place, really high speed, but really flat, and I can't wait. And I also got to give a shout out to Matt Upbrook for that rebound of a finish he had. Great job to come back and get a 6th place finish when you started 3 laps down.
That it was a great finish for Matt Upbrook after making it back to that. So congrats to him, like you said. And what a night it's already started out to be. That was a great finish. Great classic Homestead battle. We thank you all for tuning in as always. Thank you to all the fans out there. It's been a wonderful broadcast so far, but we're going to send it up to you, Robert Moyer Jr., our boss man, and he's going to close out the night's broadcast before we go head to the Cup Series right after this.
That is correct. Thank you, gentlemen, for calling an excellent race. Hopefully, everybody out there enjoyed it on YouTube and Facebook. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. But, well, like you guys said, one race down, one race to go in the Cup Series as the Cup guys get ready to bring out them Gen 6 cars here at Homestead. It's going to be fun to watch in high-speed racing and different lines like we seen here tonight. But we'll catch all that action here within next 20 minutes, maybe half an hour at 9:20. And we'll also make sure you tune in because we're going to have the league owner joining us up in the booth to talk about a little bit about this league and what's going on. So don't miss out on that conversation and hear what he has to say. But until then, hopefully we catch everybody in the next stream. We'd like to say God bless everybody. Love yous all. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.